What up, fam? Just wanted to do another quick video of the surveillance state because there's so much to talk about when it comes to that. You can just see there's a bunch of cops running around. They call them security, but you know, if you know anything about cops, they're a part of, and there's a lot of them. They're usually Masonic, and they're usually taken over by dark entities. So the surveillance state, there's so much to talk about with this. I mean, you could write a book on each and every subject because it's so deep and detailed, and so contrived. Um, you know, and I was talking earlier about, in my previous video, about what in the world can you do, because if you look at the sheer amount of bullshit that they've been up to, it really just it boggles the mind, because I've been under full surveillance, for quite some time, wherever I go, there will be someone who shows up, and I'm surprised I haven't fallen asleep yet, but when I fall asleep, take a nap on the beach, there will be someone right in front of me or right behind me who is a negative entity. It seems like they need to have direct line of sight or something for their technology to work effectively so that they can brainwash you or steal. These gentlemen might be a part of it right here. You never know. You cannot tell who they are right away. You have to just, kind of feel it out. Go with your intuition. For example, when I was in jail, they put you in an all-black section. Jail is, it's racist. It's segregation. It's segregationalist. Yeah, they have blacks in one. Only blacks and Asians are allowed to be in one section. And the one that I went to, only blacks and Asians. Can you see the moon? The moon is out here. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I wonder how that works out. So only blacks and Asians are allowed to be in one section, and then whites and Hispanics and whatever. And I explained my jail experience where there was a white guy who said that he was Palestinian, looked just like Hitler, and he professed for, I don't know how many times, that he'd rather be in the black section and everything like that. However, I did overhear him call some black people niggers under his breath, and he was actually one of the main people attacking me when I was in jail, setting up situations where they would try to make me vulnerable or open to attack. He was one of the main ones, and he also followed me around jail. Like, no matter where I moved my bunk, he wanted to be right next to me so that he could probably attack me in my sleep or influence me in some way. And he would, there would be a time when, a bunch of times actually, where I would be chilling out, taking a nap on the bed, and some gay Asian person would be on the bed with him, just reading. You don't see shit like that openly unless something is going on. There was a gay Asian guy who followed me around as well, and they would make mental provocations towards you on a regular basis. They try to steer you towards being a homosexual. This is a part of their surveillance state. This is a part of the mind control. It's all a whole system. And they try to force you into being a homosexual. They try to force you into mocking nature or mocking creation. And they do so many things. It's unbelievable. And so, I consider some of those people a part of the surveillance state, because it's not just computers, it's not just cell phones, it's not just planes that they take over, but literally human beings, and they use their biocomputers as well, their androids or whatever you call them, and they put technology into them. So that people are literally walking around, walking surveillance. So people, I mean, like, I don't think people are understanding that it's not just electronic. They're trying to come up with and utilize every possible means of infiltration and destruction of a spiritual person that they can think of. Bugs as well. It's very rare for me to go somewhere where I'm not. I could be stuck inside of a airtight room, and a mosquito or some type of gnat will pop up and start harassing me. Flies, whatever. You know, these things. What happens, from my understanding, is that these things exist regularly in nature. However, you're dealing with these entities who don't give a shit, who will utilize nature. They mock nature, so they will fake it until they make it, and it don't matter what it is. You could be on a cruise ship, stuck in the bowels of the cruise ship, and they will find a way to get to you. All right, and that could be, and you could be asleep. All right, and they will try to get to you. They violate every aspect of your personal freedom that you ever thought you had. So this surveillance state, I think of it more of a surveillance paradigm or surveillance dimension. You've got these creatures that are literally watching you in every direction. So they're looking at you from the sky, looking at you from computers, they're looking at you from your cell phone, they're looking at you from other people, they're looking at you from bugs, they're looking at you from every direction you can think of, in complete fear that you might awaken spiritually, that you may have an insight that blows them away. One has to wonder what the hell they are. Truly, what the hell has happened for this for this to happen? I get regularly attacked, and with mind control and everything. And so I'm assuming, from my perspective, that some of these entities are parasitic entities. If you've ever seen a parasite, for example, if you've seen a parasite on a tree, you notice how it is incapable of coexisting with the tree. Its genetics force it to overwhelm, kill the tree. And this goes with a lot of parasites and viruses, like the cold virus, the flu. And your body has to get used to it. Your body has to learn how to fight it, or it dies. If you have a weak immune system, it will die. And so maybe spiritually, this is another aspect of it. Someone did pop up in front of me. Came right up. This is a big beach. Ain't too many reasons why you gotta be right in front of people. Right in front. These parasites, and this is what I consider them, because they are incapable of living with anyone. I read a book by Orson Scott Card called Ender's Game. There might have been, there's a whole series of it, and there was a couple of stories. I think it was an Ender in Exile, where they were studying an alien species called the Pequeño, or they call them little piggies. And someone wrote a book. Ender wrote a book or something like that. Someone, his sister might have written a book. I don't remember the details. Where they kind of described a quick description of the ability to coexist with entities. And so one of the descriptions was that they were like, are you a ramen? Meaning that you are similar and you are able to find a way to exist together in peace. And then there was another distinction called the Verilise, where there was no possibility of communication or understanding or peace between you. I call them V's, where no matter what you do or say, no matter how hard you try, the parasite will always try to take you over, and it will not stop until it does so. And we're personally dealing with entities that are like Verilise, where they have no intention of peace. They will fake peace, they will fake love, they will fake everything so that they can take over your bodies and use you to mock the greatest one and to live, and have no concern or ability to live in peace. I'm already feeling some type of stinging, so there might be something in her. So this is what we deal with on a daily basis. Unfortunately, I was married to some of these Verilise, these entities, and they do so many different things to make it seem like they're conscionable, they're conscious, and that they're loving, and that they're here to help, but they're not any of that. They have no intention in your upliftment. I mean, but you can uplift yourself. You can become stronger. You can become better by realizing the truth and gaining wisdom. And all this stuff might be a part of the Matrix. It might be a part of the game, whatever the case may be. And maybe someone will find inner peace, etc., through the continued torture that they put you through. But I feel that you don't have to be tortured all the time to understand that you should avoid parasites. But this surveillance state, it kind of speaks to what these parasites are like, what their true nature is, because it's beyond just the touch and go. It's really a complete invasion of every aspect of your life. And even when they're chemtrailing, and that's I didn't even mention RFID chips. I didn't mention the chemtrail nanotechnology. These things that now report back to them your from inside your body. Everything outside is not good enough. Now they have to know about everything about you from the inside out. So you're dealing with entities that literally just want to turn you into slaves, a slave robotic force that does everything that they say. And it's a sad reality, but one that we can get over and get past eventually, one day. But we have to acknowledge the truth and be spiritually strong enough to fight it. And that's what I think. Anyway, peace out, fam.